Good evening, everyone. I'd like to call this meeting to order. Welcome to the Voorhees Township Committee meeting of March 10th, 2025. Please rise and join me in a salute to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. May we have a roll call, please?
Mr. Platt?
Here.
Mr. Ravitz?
Here.
Mrs. Cito? Here. Mayor Vignona?
Here.
This meeting is being held in accordance with the requirements of the Open Public Meetings Act. Do notice this meeting has been published by the clerk in both the Courier Post and Inquirer newspapers, as well as electronic notice as required by law. Also, a copy of the annual meeting notice has been posted on the bulletin board outside Township Clerk's office. Township Committee believes in the rights of citizens to observe and comment during committee public meetings. To ensure that all citizens have the opportunity to participate, Township Committee has adopted certain guidelines, which will be read prior to any public comment.
Thank you. Our first matter this evening is the second reading of an ordinance to release, vacate, and extinguish any and all public rights in and to a portion of Egret Road, subject to certain terms and conditions. This is the second reading of an ordinance. I will open it up to the public for any potential comment.
Seeing no one from the public, move to close public portion.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Public portion on that ordinance is closed. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, may we have a roll call vote, please?
Mr. Platt?
Yes.
Mr. Ravitz?
Yes.
Mrs. Cito?
Yes.
Mayor Vignona?
Yes. So carried. Next is the second reading of an ordinance and amendment of the 2025 fee schedule. This again is the second reading. I will open it to the public for any comment.
Seeing no one from the public, move to close public portion.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Public portion is closed. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second. I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, may we have a roll call vote, please?
Mr. Platt?
Yes.
Mr. Ravitz?
Yes.
Mrs. Cito?
Yes.
Mayor Vignona?
Yes. So carried. Our next is public comment for resolutions only. If anyone from the public has any comments on any of our resolutions, please come forward.
Seeing no one coming forward, move to close public portion.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The public portion for resolutions is closed. Our resolutions this evening are resolution number 115-25, memorializing an executive session from the meeting of February 24, 2025. Resolution 116-25, approving the 2025 emergency temporary budget appropriations. Resolution 117-25, approving change order number 1 for the 2023 road improvement program to Earl Asphalt, a $50,522.91 decrease. Resolution 118-25, authorizing the award of a contract through the Bergen County Pricing Cooperative, contract number 24-43, for the purchase of 6 Chevrolet Tahoes. Number 119-25, authorizing a developers agreement between the Township of Voorhees and Shepherd Road LLC. Resolution 120-25, determining the need for a proposed 60-unit affordable housing rental development project to be located on Block 207, Lot 12. Number 121-25, approving and authorizing a tax abatement agreement for a proposed 60-unit affordable housing rental development project to be located on Block 207, Lot 12. Resolution 122-25, authorizing an amended settlement agreement with Fair Share Housing Center, FSHC. Resolution 123-25, authorizing a settlement of reverse tax appeal for Platinum Properties 2, LLC, previously HEW2 Ritz LLC, Block 139, Lot 31, 401 Berlin Road. Resolution 124-25, authorizing a settlement of a reverse tax appeal for Vista 2016 LLC, Block 150.02, Lots 6 and 8, 225 Echelon Road. Resolution number 125-25, authorizing a settlement of a reverse tax appeal for Echelon Glen 2016 LLC, Block 150.03, Lot 1, 3008 Echelon Road. Resolution number 126-25, authorizing a settlement of a reverse tax appeal for Value Max Executive 3 LLC, previously 2 Executive Drive LLC, Block 160, Lot 1.03, 2 Executive Drive. Resolution 127-25, authorizing a settlement of a reverse tax appeal for Village Group Limited, Block 150.03, Lot 2, Van Buren Road. Resolution 128-25, authorizing the ratification of a memorandum of agreement between Voorhees Township and the Voorhees Township Fraternal Order of Police. Number 129-25, accepting the resignation of William Gross from the Voorhees Township Police Department. Number 130-25, appointing Chelsea Wyatt to the position of part-time emergency medical technician in the Voorhees Township Fire Department. And resolution number 131-25, appointing Brandon Forster to the position of part-time emergency medical technician in the Voorhees Township Fire Department. And resolution 132-25, reappointing special officers in the Voorhees Township Police Department. Do I have a motion on those resolutions?
Motion.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. There's no need for an executive session this evening. Next is approval of our minutes from February 24th, 2025, our registrar's report for January 25, our tax collector's report for February 25, and our bills from March 10th, 2025. Do I have a motion for approval of those?
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. Next is comments from our committee. I just want to remind everybody that the Voorhees Breakfast Rotary will once again be having their egg hunt on Saturday, April 12th, beginning at 10 a.m. at Lions Lake Park. Any comments from any of our other committee members this morning?
I'd like to make some comments, Mayor, if I could. First of all, thank you for all of you coming out tonight. I'm assuming many of you are here because of the targeted petition to try to get me to resign, basically because I'm a Jew, and been incessantly the target of anti-Semitic trolling since last year when the episode happened at Eastern High School with Talia, the young lady student who declared for the IDF, and then we all know what happened after that. What a lot of people don't know, and which I'm not going to get into, is in spite of all of that, myself and a colleague of mine, Jackie February, who's at her son's playoff basketball game right now, we met with Superintendent Cloutier, with the first student that said he was going to ash, looking forward, I believe, to ash on Talia's dead body in Gaza. And in spite of all of that, I still, and I am so hateful, and I'm saying that facetiously, took the time to meet with this young man and then had a conversation with him alone outside, at which he confided in me, and I can't go into it. But and I think I was clear back then that my major issue with it was happening during Passover, and with the actual walkout. You know, the other side, so to speak, blamed me for stopping it because I was vocal about it, but it was because it was during Passover, and if the roles were reversed, we would have all done the right thing. From my perspective, with our group, so to speak, on the other side of this. This petition, you know, I don't know what the point of it is, quite frankly. I can't take a look at it because I'm blocked from the Instagram page it emanated from, because I guess I showed up as people you might know after looking at it several times. But I've been told there's not a lot of Voorhees people or even local people on it. And I'd like to thank whoever the person was that started the change.org petition supporting me. I have no idea who you are, if you're out in the audience or out in cyberspace or will be watching, or someone's a friend of that person. But you doubled up what these other people got in terms of signatures. So thank you to everyone and everyone that's reached out, supporting me and my family. So just to keep this, try to keep it quick, and then you guys are free to come speak. My personal opinions are what I post on my social media, my Facebook page. I have a First Amendment right to free speech, and there is nothing in anything that I posted that incites violence, threats, or anything like that. And we've been over this 1,000 times with particularly one of the residents who came here with memes that I posted that had nothing to do with inciting anything, and I basically didn't answer any questions because I don't have about my personal life. Everything being said in that petition is false and misleading. I'll address two things here. They're intentionally designed to hurt me, my children, and my family and our business. And I'll hold up this, which has the memes that were posted about boycott, boycott, boycott. I'm sure many of you in the audience, if not all of you, know what BDS is, boycott, divest, and sanction, which this board passed a resolution condemning. And I believe in the state of New Jersey, with state contracts, if a company is acting on the BDS side against Israel, that they cannot get state contracts. I believe that's the law. I don't think it can be enforced in the private sector, but this is basically BDS against a local family business that's been here since 1968. And with all due respect to this person that started the petition, you live where you live partially because of my grandfather and several other people who laid the groundwork. Mr. Katz, Mr. Falk, I could go on, and Mr. Falk's probably the only one left of the old timers. But those of you that know, and know from Cherry Hill to Voorhees to Marlton, you know, there were a lot of old timers that are no longer with us that gave us all the ground we live on, so to speak, and the stores we shop at, and the great access to special services and professionals we have here. I will back up about the false and misleading, and I've never addressed this because in the past I was told to stay quiet and not create, I guess anti-Semitism wasn't as relevant 8 years ago when the two stories came out, and these people are trying to resurrect it right now, even though this has already been litigated in 3 elections, and Michelle and I think won 9,000 of 1,000 in the last election just happened. So if somebody wanted to do a petition, they should have run it against us. In fact, somebody did. That was from these people's group, these South Jersey progressive Democrats that you saw the behavior at the, without taking sides in who was right, but the inauguration, the State of the Union, the behavior and the unprofessionality, it was unbelievable. And the traditional Democratic Party has been gutted by these left-wing progressives, and these are the people attacking me in the same political party. But I will speak to 2 things that I've never spoken about except apologizing, and because it's brought up in this petition, and I don't want anybody to, it's about time to square the record. They make assertions that I got into 2 bar fights and I'm banned from Ott's and Applebee's. Applebee's, that was a family dispute that I broke up, somehow it became a fight. As for me being banned from Applebee's, our planning board meeting ran late a couple weeks ago. I was there with the planning board. That's number 1. Number 2, to whoever did this petition, the Ott's incident. I was at Ott's with 2 of my friends that are from Trinidad. They're black. One has a white girlfriend. I'm a Jew. There was a Trump commercial from 8 years ago on. I made a joke about we're Trump's, favorite trio or whatever it was, and some kids heard it, and I got called a dirty Jew and told, you people think you rule the world. So yeah, did I react crazy? Absolutely. And whatever happened in there happened, and I have no regrets about what happened in there. Because that kind of thing, if it happened now, would be on the front page of the newspaper in terms of someone literally fighting anti-Semitism, and it'd be viewed in a good way. The only regret I have is my interaction with the police afterwards, which I've apologized for ad nauseum, and I don't need to do it again. And Chief Bordy could attest. He was the first person I texted, and then I went to the police station the following Monday and apologized to Derek Hawkins and several other officers that were involved and told them I was sorry, I shouldn't have done that, I was out of my mind, and that was that. So I just wanted to clear that up in case anybody, because there's people from other towns getting involved on my side right now that are in the same kind of Deus situation, council people being attacked in other towns like Teaneck, New Jersey. And I was contacted by a couple people from there. And I just feel like a lot of people know this story, but I wanted to clear it up once and for all in the public sector. And then lastly, what I'm doing now and continue to do is stand up for the Jewish community in South Jersey and the Voorhees community in my lifelong fight against anti-Semitism, which is at its worst point in American history. This thing is happening, and the constant harassment, the threats I've been getting for the last year since the Eastern incident, die, Jew, hang up, all kinds of threats, weird emails, people trolling me. It is what it is, and they're not going to silence me, because that's what they want to do, is silence me. And I will not let them do it. It's not happening. And, I don't think the person who started the petition is here tonight. I think we know who it is, and I wish that person showed their face tonight, but that's how it usually goes. So, thank you for your time.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. Any other comments from our committee? Our next portion is our public portion. If anybody from the public has a comment, please come forward.
Mayor, if I could just read the guidelines really quick, just so we have
Sure.
them established. Please respect the following procedures when providing public comment. The mayor, deputy mayor, or their designees will recognize those individuals in the audience who wish to make comment. All members of the public attending in person must treat each other and the committee members with respect. State your full name and address for the record. Please limit your comments to 4 minutes. If you have a question that we are unable to answer at the meeting, feel free to submit your question to the Township Administrator. Include your name and address, the telephone number you can be contacted. And individuals offering comments are not permitted to make personal attacks on any employee, committee member, staff, other testifiers, or members of the public. Thank you, Mayor.
Michael, how are you?
Good evening, everyone.
Nice to see you.
Mike Friedman, 7 Fur Lane, Voorhees. I'm here to show my steadfast support for Deputy Mayor Ravitz and VPD Chaplain Scott Borski as well, both of whom, as we've heard tonight and prior, have come under incessant attack and vitriol from what appears to be a consortium of, I'll call them what they are, pro-Hamas groups, solely because Jason and Borski are outspoken Jews and Zionists. I might seem like an unlikely supporter of Mr. Ravitz, given our past political antagonism and differences at times, but the years have gone by and that's settled down. But on the issue of the safety and well-being of Jewish people, we are lockstep, in our town, beyond our town, and beyond, as well as your steadfast support for the State of Israel. I also know that the deputy mayor cares deeply about and works hard for his constituents, all his constituents. He doesn't make a difference based on religion or race or color or creed. I mean, that's quite clear. The ongoing orchestrated smear campaign against Jason and his family business is shameful and revolting, and harkens back to Nazi Germany, where businesses, Jewish businesses, were targeted and desecrated. And I'll be honest, my family didn't shop at ShopRite for a little while, given our past disagreements, but now we're shopping there all the time. We're doing the at-home delivery. And I encourage my friends and fellow residents to do the same. I'm looking forward to that turkey on Thanksgiving. You still do that? Or?
We're doing one right now with Easter.
Oh, nice. All right.
Passover and Easter.
That's right. So, and I also fully support Borski, who's in the back there, and the wonderful work he does for our community, for those in need, animals, humans alike, and for people at their most vulnerable, whether they be on their literal deathbeds or dealing with grief of a lost loved one, or young teens preparing for their B'nai mitzvahs. Kenner Scott is a true mensch, and I think all of us would agree, and our community is lucky to have him. So what are Jason and Scott's crimes? First, they're Jews. That's a crime these days, apparently, among the pro-Hamas crowd. Second, they are outspoken, unabashed, unapologetic supporters of their community in the lone democratic country in the Middle East, the State of Israel. And it's beautiful people who've had to defend themselves against unmitigated terror. The pro-Hamas folks don't like that. They don't like it when you speak out, right? But the good thing is the pro-Hamas folks don't call the shots in Voorhees Township. The people do, as well as our elected government. And you both, overwhelmingly, you and Scott, have our support. Finally, I just wanted to, I wish they were here too, Jason, because I wanted to, and I'm not going to bore everyone, I wanted to briefly point out some of their hypocrisy. Of course they were silent on October 7th with all the horrors that went on there. They're silent and perhaps even celebrated the return of the Beavis children in coffins. But interestingly, they're also silent when hundreds of thousands of Syrians are killed by their own government, including 1,300 yesterday. No posts, no petitions, nothing, right? They're silent. They're silent when people are starved and murdered in Yemen by other Muslims or in the Sudan by other Muslims. But boy, they sure do get up in arms over a couple of Jews voicing their support on Facebook. They got that covered. So that's just unbelievable to me. So look, take this stuff with a grain of salt. You have hypocritical, soulless, useful idiots who probably don't even live in town, like you said, calling for your removal. Nothing more. But you do have our support and our thanks for speaking out. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mike.
Just to be clear, Kantor-Borski is not going anywhere, so we don't have to, nobody in the crowd has to worry about that.
Jason, I would just be careful. It would be considered a personnel issue. I know to support your, but we have to be, we just have to be a little careful.
Okay.
Not to, sorry.
I just wanted to get that off the table.
I hear you.
And, I mean, I put my money where my mouth is. In May, I'm going to Israel, so for 10 days with a group of guys with Federation. So, you know, I've already seen the pictures of the Nova Music Festival memorial because my brother Sean was there recently on a guy's trip. There's women's trips too, everybody knows that, from JFed. But my brother sent me videos as he was walking through. And the other thing is we're gonna visit. So my father used to go to Israel 4 times a year. I'm shaking a little bit right now. But this is he used to bring one of these every time. He would go with either Federation or with Rabbi Lindemann or Rabbi Micah at TBS. And this particular diary, unbeknownst to me, I snagged it. And after October 7th, I flipped through it. And my father used to go, the rabbis told us, with to the Kibbutzim, and a lot of times in the south. He enjoyed going down there. And he would always, you know, make some donations and stuff like that for the underground playgrounds for the children, unfortunately, that couldn't play above ground. But what will make you shudder is he mentions many of the Kibbutzim that got hit on October 7th in this diary. And if again, the person that started this petition against me and the people that signed it, I would show them this and say, they're gone, most of them. Their homes are gone. Their agriculture's gone. The agricultural workers that were out there weren't even Israelis, are dead. They were the first people killed. And, you know, I'm going back with his diary or diaries, and my brother already was there. And, you know, looking forward to just paying honor to them and also to doing something for my father when I'm there. So.
Mr. Mayor, can I just say something?
Sure.
Sorry, no. I just want to thank everyone for coming tonight. I know it means a lot to Jason. I've known him a long time. Mr. Friedman for speaking. I want to highlight, and I think this is important for Jason to hear so that he understands, and obviously he understands by the show of support tonight, but his family are not only valued members of our town, but they're dedicated local business owners who've contributed immensely to various communities across South Jersey. Despite them being targeted for being pro-Israel by some groups, they continue their commitment to all members of the communities they serve. I think it's essential to emphasize that being pro-Israel does not make one anti-Islamic. This is a critical distinction that should not be overlooked, especially by those targeting Jason. It's vital to understand that support for Israel does not imply any animosity towards Islam or the Muslim community. In fact, Jason is not only anti-Islamic, is not anti-Islamic in any way, and it's unfair to make such assertions. We all have the right to express our opinions and support different causes, and this should not overshadow the positive impact that he and his family have had on our many communities. My colleague was elected by the residents of our community, and he represents not only diverse perspectives, but also those who share a belief in supporting Israel. His views are a part of the community that values this stance, and it's important to acknowledge that he cares deeply about the larger community as well. And I just want to make sure that he knows, and I know from the show of support tonight, that everyone does support him, and we hope that this does not continue.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor.
Thank
Any additional comment from our public this evening?
My name is Josh Anishkevich. I'm from Cherry Hill. I don't know you. I just came because of what I saw. I just want to say that I'm proud of you. I don't know. I mean, I see you very, emotionally, and I understand. I mean, I can't imagine what you're going through. You're a brave man. This is a really hard time, but we will go through it, right? It's not the first time.
Yep.
And, I'm going to shock right even now, even more. Whatever people say, numbers, it doesn't matter. Lies. That's their whole thing, right? It's not going to change. This is the Jew. You tell a lie, everybody, yeah. Nothing has changed. The only thing that we need to remember, because we have good people in the community, and regardless, Jews or not, it doesn't matter. Those people want to destroy. That's all, destruction. They're coming here, destroy community. We are building communities, people like you. Understand? That's the difference. So stay strong. We support you. I'm proud of you,
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Edith. I reside in Voorhees, and I just...
Could you share your address for...
Oh, sure, Echelon. Do you need the specific address? Echelon is
Just for the record. Yeah.
Pendleton Court.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
Pendleton Court. Well, I have to say first, before I start, Jason, when I look at you, I go back a year, and I just see, I don't really know you, but I see the man that actually provide protection and safety for my son in Eastern High. So thank you for that. I really appreciate it, and thank you for standing up to those bullies, because that's what they are. They use violence, they use petitions, they sneak in like a Trojan horse through the beautiful values of democracy, like free speech, and they use that as a kind of an axe to grind against democracy. So thank you for that. I'm going to keep it very short and sweet, hopefully sweet. You know what? Show of hands. Who supports Jason here? Please raise your hand. That seems very overwhelming. Very overwhelming, and I think you got the gist of who we are as a community. I feel that protests have no place in school, Passover or otherwise. Thank you for keeping that disgusting thing out. And I think that focusing on our children is really, really smart. I do want to ask the board, the council, the mayor, I will ask you for a favor. Could you, as our mayor, I'm a Voorhees resident, send out a clear message, either on your website, as a letter to the community, any kind of message, that personal attacks on our elected officials are completely wrong and that we do not stand behind them. I was the one who started the petition for you.
Thank you.
And I'm glad to note that we are accelerating towards 600.
Yeah.
And we'll go beyond that, because this has grown beyond its, organic life. We support you, we thank you, and we thank all of you for your time. Thank you.
Thank you.
This committee has taken the position on more than one occasion that we will not tolerate hate, that personal opinions of the members of this township committee, they have a right to give under the First Amendment. Every member of the township committee has that right. And by the way, the deputy mayor made mention of his election last November. I just wanted to add that the deputy mayor, Rabbits, got 93% of the vote in November. So. Any other comments this evening?
And to hop on what Mike said, we did, I don't know if everybody knows, because I don't think there was anybody here, we passed the IHRA definition of anti-Semitism. JCRC was here, I think you get right. Mm-hmm. I know we gave you a proclamation one time, but I forgot if there, but yeah, so we passed several years ago the Howard might even been the lawyer, the anti-BDS.
Yeah.
We passed a resolution for that before, and this was all before the state has passed any of this. And there are other towns that are passing IHRA right now to try to put extra pressure on the state to do it. And there's towns like Mount Ephraim that have passed it. And then, Steve, did you guys, Mount Laurel. I know Mount Laurel did an anti-Semitism proclamation or resolution the other night. So it's definitely gaining steam, and I know it's like that particular aspect. Those are the things, we do and try to be at the forefront of. And we did change. Doesn't this say something about personal attacks or no? Just you have to.
That's for our guidelines. We've had those in place for quite some time.
Yeah, we switched guidelines.
Probably, I want to say 2-3 years ago.
Yeah, so in the guidelines, it does kind of say that, but it's hard to stop it. The other thing is I have not posted on my personal Facebook page that I'm taking these attacks because it only gives it life and credence. I feel like I've been doing things on the outside, so to speak, to, garner support, and then also not only that, I've had people reach out for me from around the state of New Jersey that are elected officials, and the same things are happening in other towns. So there is mobilization that's happening, but the scary thing is that someone sent this to me without saying who it is. There's a U.S. campaign for Palestinian rights that would be fine, but the title is City Council Palestine Organizing Toolkit, Divestment Edition. In this toolkit, and there are links to a zillion ways to put BDS on towns, basically. And they have the same thing for basically taking out elected officials, beating them, replacing them, pressuring them, and it's scary. I never knew this even existed, but it does, and it's scary. So those of you that knew my dad would know that, and my grandfather, if anybody's out there knew my grandfather, me, my brothers, my sister, and then all of our children, my son Andrew's right there with the ski cap on, poor guy, trying to be anonymous. But trust me, he did some stuff today with Temple, with the suspended group on campus, the Justice Palestine group, was trying to organize something, and they're suspended, and he wrote letters to administrators and got responses, and they said they're not going to be included in this. So just as a side note, I'm giving him props for taking initiative on his own. But we were always raised to not see color, religion, creed, anything. Anybody who knew my dad and my grandfather know that. And our kids, the same thing. And my company is as diverse as they come, whether it be women, whether it be minorities. And if I emailed my company people to come here tonight, there wouldn't be enough room in this room to support me, and I know that. And it's hurtful, and to be accused of this when you're out there trying to do good in a non-denominational way. Yeah. So that's all I got.
Any further comment from our public this evening? Good evening.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm Baya Gluck. I'm from Cherry Hill, actually work in Voorhees. But I guess I just wanted to come and show our support and say thank you for speaking up. I know that myself, my family have been victims of anti-Semitism, hate speech, even before October 7th. My children my son went to Cherry Hill flag football. He's part of a flag football team, and there was a kid who would shake everybody's hands and say Heil Hitler to all of them. We've had racial slurs screamed at us from the streets. The rabbi of our synagogue, constantly, much more than once, screamed from the streets, "Free Palestine." He's just, someone who just looks like a Jew. So, but I just wish that more elected officials would take note of what you're doing and speaking out and supporting our Jewish community. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else, public comment this evening?
Seeing none, move to close public portion.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Public portion is closed, and we are adjourned. Have a great evening.